Good morning. Welcome back to the Retirement Report. I'm Hank Parrott, your host. All right. Covering a bunch of stuff today. And I want to, reiterate some of the things I was talking about earlier in terms of preparing and planning, okay, to protect yourself against any number of events that can happen that can affect our markets negatively. And, of course, most of us are investing in the market, or at least are have investments tied to the market in some fashion. And when you're investing, in the market, as I mentioned, these are the same, these same companies and businesses that right now we've got a bunch of companies that are struggling. This has been a very difficult time, and yet the markets still seem to be doing very, very well. Part of that being the markets being very much forward-looking. It's not about what's happening today as much as it's out into the future, some months and possibly beyond. So be thinking in terms of, again, the virus piece. I think that impact of that is somewhat baked in unless there's some extraordinary thing that happens. More to the concern, and we're seeing, jobless rate drop down. So we saw now that fewer people applying for unemployment. That's a big plus. There's some positives out there that would indicate that we are, in fact, what we've been talking about for some months. The expectation being that the third quarter things would start to improve, and in the fourth quarter we would probably be on a very big upward trajectory here. Again, one wild card being the election, and you need to be planning a little bit and thinking, well, gosh, if this doesn't go, if it goes to where, and again, this isn't a political show, it's a financial show, but unfortunately politics sometimes play into your finances. You at least need to be aware of the potential impact an election can have in terms of your finances, and be thinking accordingly to protect yourself, to prepare for that. So again, if we see the election go the where the Democrats win based on the policies they're talking about here with taxes and that, I can't see how it would not negatively impact the stock market. And so I would want to be planning for a downturn and how I can make sure. And for my clients, this is what we do. We make sure they've already got this done, because that's the kind of planning we do. And it's not just about an election, it's about other things that could affect the markets, just like the pandemic in this situation, an extreme version. But even the normal business cycles of where recessions and bear markets occur, we need to have a plan in place for that. And that means, and that's many of the things that I've been talking about. So let's think in terms of the different, I'm catching up to where we left off last week. So about your changing needs over different ages. Okay, so for instance, your peak earning and your pre-retirement years are ages 50 through 62. You want to be thinking of guaranteed income. Social Security, of course, is a form of guaranteed income. Long-term care is another one of those. In your early retirement years, you want to be thinking of guaranteed income again, Social Security, long-term care, Medicare, age 65, right? You qualify for that, and the choices and the complexities of covering health care costs in retirement. You need to really understand how Medicare works, right? The difference between original Medicare and, say, a Medicare Advantage plan, and how to use those to help reduce your health care costs in retirement. It's estimated that health care costs in retirement are going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 for a couple, for an individual at age 65. So that's out-of-pocket costs. We need to be thinking about how we're going to plan for that and how we can help reduce that at the same time. Health challenges are, may start to occur in the latter part of those early retirement years. Your later retirement years, ages mid-70s and up, now besides those things, as health challenges are more likely at that point, again, planning for that is important, making sure you have sufficient resources to give you the best options for your care and taking care of yourself with those health care challenges that could come up. And then legacy plans, of course, preparing for that. So let's look at these peak earning and pre-retirement years more closely. So at that point, what we're talking about, children have moved out, aging parents may require more care and assistance, so we need to be thinking sometimes those kids right now, with what's happened with the coronavirus and the effects that's had on the economy and, of course, on jobs. How many of you maybe have kids that moved out and are moving back in? or maybe just needing some assistance. Maybe you're trying to help them because they've lost jobs, or they've been furloughed, or whether temporarily or even permanently, and they're trying to figure out how to make ends meet. And then aging parents, and that piece of it, you may be feeling sandwiched in there with trying to take care of the kids and the parents at the same time. These are also your highest earning years, which is fortunate since you have potentially these other financial demands on you. And this is a time when you can make catch-up contributions to your 401ks and IRAs. It allows on your 401k an extra $6,500, for instance, that you can put into that per year, per person. And you want to be developing. If you don't already have a retirement income strategy, this is where you want to get with your advisor and do that. And if you don't have, I haven't done that yet this morning, if you don't have someone, or if you'd like to maybe get a second opinion, or say, hey, can you take a look at this? Am I really doing the right things here? I can show you your financial future based on the things you're doing. And we do that as a part of a comprehensive financial plan. So if you want to get that type of planning specific to your needs, because these are things you would want to be asking your advisor, right? When can I retire? And this is one of the biggest ones I get when new clients come in. When can I retire, and what will replace my paycheck? In other words, making sure I'm not going to run out of money when those paychecks stop and I'm having to live off of savings and Social Security and whatever other resources you may have. How can you estimate the cost of health care and long-term care? This is another thing we help with. Get the most out of Social Security. How to maximize your Social Security benefits and minimize taxes on those benefits is another way to keep more of that money for you. And understanding what the rules are about your company benefits as you transition into retirement. If you're going to have a pension, or the option maybe to take a lump sum or the pension, these are all questions we can help you with as well. So if you'd like to get a comprehensive plan for yourself, call my office, 615-376-5325. We're going to look at your income, your expenses, your assets, your liabilities. We're going to factor in for taxes, inflation, rates of return on your money. All of that's going to be factored in. We'll look at what you're doing currently with regard to your investments. We'll do an investment analysis of your portfolio. And by that, I'll pull Morningstar reports, and I will sit down with you and go over those reports with you and show you, okay, what those reports show about the risk in your portfolio, and then share strategies on how you can protect yourself. In addition, we'll do up the retirement income analysis. Includes a report that we do that shows you your financial future. In other words, shows how much money you'll have 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years down the road based on the things you're doing, and then show you how utilizing some of the strategies that I talk about here on the show all the time, and I would help develop for just your specific situation, how you can improve that future. How you can improve your finances, how you can reduce your taxes, improve your returns, reduce your volatility and risk. A lot of things we get into. Social Security, as I mentioned, is one of those. If you're not taking Social Security yet and you're trying to decide, do I take it at 62, at 65, full retirement age, 67, at 70, when's the best time? We can help you with that. We can show you the result of each of those decisions. This is what I mean by showing you your financial future. I can show if you take Social Security at 62 versus 67, right, what the future would look like under both scenarios. So I can show you 15 years from now, but if you took it 62, how much money you'll have versus taking it 67 and how much money you'll have. Then it makes an easy comparison. Which one's going to give you more money? Now, there are other factors and considerations. We go through that, of course, as well. Medicare decisions, we can help you with those, help discern the difference between original Medicare and Medicare Advantage plans, and help you determine which is the best for you. The tax part of it, we get into tax planning, look at ways that we can help you with tax strategies, maybe Roth conversions. We'll do a Roth conversion analysis to see if that's something that would benefit you. It's a very comprehensive plan. We do that for you at no cost. Okay, this is a way for us to get to know each other a little bit better and see if there might be, if I like you and you like me, we may work together. 615-376-5325. When you call in, we'll get your information, send you out a checklist of things to bring to your appointment with me. If you prefer to do it over the phone, we can do that, of course, as well. We can also do Zoom meetings and other teleconference means that we have available. Or again, you're welcome to come in. We follow all the guidelines there. We'll keep you safe when you're in the office with distancing, and we do the clean. We sanitize everything way overboard. So we'll keep you safe. Again, first 10 call, well, actually, I'm going to open it up. Over the weekend, whoever calls in, we'll get you in. 615-376-5325. When you call in, we'll get your information, send you out a checklist of things to bring to your appointment with me, and when you come in to see me, I'll also give you a free copy of my book, 7 Steps to Financial Freedom in Retirement. Okay, you know, when we get back into understanding all the planning in 7 Steps to Financial Freedom in Retirement, basically it's about financial freedom. It's about being able to do the things you want to do, right? And it's different for every person. It's not about necessarily being super wealthy or anything. In fact, it's not. It's about, based on your lifestyle, having the resources you need to be able to not only at least maintain that lifestyle, but maybe add into it as well. Have some fun money, right? Some leisure time money that you have available as well, so that you can travel and do those things if that's what you want to do, or pursue whatever leisure activities. If it's golfing more frequently, if it's other hobbies that you might have, it's spending more time with family, maybe doing activities there to have the resources to be able to fully enjoy those retirement years. That's what good planning is about, and that's what we do. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into those early retirement years and some of the milestones and things that you need to be paying attention for that as well. First a break. Join me here. We'll be right back on the Retirement Report.